Your brain is like a hungry sponge. It's constantly absorbing information. What are we saying by raising an eyebrow? What matters more, being right or fitting in? Why is it that we love destroying things? Why? Your brain can be useful. Oh my God. It can be dangerous. And it can be a lot of fun.
All right, so we have today science communicator Michael Stevens from Minefield in YouTube Red. Welcome to the zoo.
Great to be here.
Yes, it's great to have you. We have so much to talk about.
Yes, let's do our tradition, Michael. 1, 2, 3, wow!
Nobody explained it to Michael.
Sorry, Michael.
No,
sorry.
He got it. He just wanted a little
It was a
delayed
delayed
reaction.
response.
I'm sure your brain works super fast.
I sit down that way at home every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, one thing that's happened in the past few years, and I think this started maybe 5 or 6 years ago when Discovery and History Channel started putting all those science shows, the space shows, is science is really cool right now. It's in fashion.
It's always been cool, obviously, but yeah, now it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, there was that one shelf in the library of science books, and that's what I had. Now, with the internet, with cable, you've got so many ways to learn about so many different things. I can do a video about infinity that you would think only grad students would want to watch, and 6 million people around the world will be like, I'll tune into that.
Why do you think people are so fascinated with this? Because honestly, I didn't even know that there were so many like educational videos out on YouTube. I feel like most of the stuff that I watch are pranks or like silly videos, etc. But this is like taking it a different route.
too, because it's the brain games and all this stuff.
Yeah, but you know what? We all love learning, and learning doesn't just mean school textbooks and homework, right? Just even watching a prank video is learning. You're thinking about how people react and personalities and what you would do, and then you're sharing that with your friends later. Like, you learn things in order to express who you are.
So you've always been fascinated with behavior and with science. So I see it's your passion. Tell us a little bit about Minefield. I mean, what can we expect from the show? Because I already watched a couple episodes. It's amazing. But I want you to tell all the audience what it's about.
So Minefield is a recreation of some of the most famous psychological experiments we've done. Things that we've done to kind of probe the mind and human behavior that I really wanted to recreate and film and execute and show the public so you can actually watch the emotion that occurs when, for example, you get someone to create a false memory. Like literally confabulate a whole story from their childhood that never happened.
Oh, wow.
That's incredibly easy to do, and it's scary, but it's important for us to study.
I'm sure we do it all the time.
We do it all the time.
Without even realizing.
Yeah.
True. And you say it's scary, you know, because this plays its way into court. This is why sometimes eyewitnesses aren't necessarily foolproof. So it's pretty cool how psychology is a real, it affects your bias even when you're looking at something factual.
Yeah, your brain is not a video camera at all.
Wow.
It's kind of getting pieces here and there, and then it becomes an author and it writes what it thinks happened.
Wow.
And you give someone a little seed, like, you know, when you were 4 years old, you went in a hot air balloon with your parents.
She did?
And then I remember
And
being in the hot air balloon.
Not everyone will, but about half of the people you talk to, you give them a week to think about it, they'll start not just guessing, but confabulating oh, my dad was wearing a red shirt and I saw a dog and I was scared and my mom was really happy.
But is that false memories?
That's a false
Oh
memory.
I have a ton of those.
Well, what about dreams?
They could be real.
What about dreams? I mean, sometimes I've had, you know, a memory, and I'm not sure if I dreamt that.
Right.
Or if, by the way, if I had this interest in science that I have now, because I love watching all these shows, I love watching what you do and all the YouTube tutorials on, you know, space, and if I had this interest in science in high school, I would have totally aced chemistry and physics. Because I can watch a whole show on like neutrons and dark energy now, but when I was junior in high school, I was nodding off thinking about the party I was gonna go to on Friday.
Well, so was I, except I didn't even get invited to parties, so I don't know what I was thinking about. But you're right, I think it's about approach. You know, I think that when you're learning things only to be tested on them, it doesn't connect to you personally. I hope that through my episodes and my videos that I'm doing on YouTube, I can kind of reach out and say, you might think you hate learning about molecules, but knowing how they work can explain why your eyes are brown or blue or green.
You're so passionate about what you talk about.
It's totally,
But everybody must, I'm sure you always get the questions about, you know, all the educational work that you do. I want to know a little bit more about what you're like outside of this whole, you know, on-camera realm.
There's like no difference.
No?
You know, and that's
what do you like to do for fun, though?
The show.
Besides
Yeah,
that,
I read and
is it 24/7 for you? Like
It kind of is, because who you see on camera is who I really am in real life. If you don't believe me, ask my wife or my mom.
Okay.
But
You seem very genuine, I gotta be honest with you.
that's what you'll notice about a lot of YouTubers.
Right.
They are just being themselves. They're not, I mean, you don't have to just be yourself. You can be a character and that'll work. But I think it makes it really authentic. The viewer feels like, oh my gosh, if I ran into Michael on the street, he would be exactly who I've been watching for years, and I could jump into a conversation about one of his videos, and he wouldn't just go, oh, I don't know, someone else wrote it, and like, I was just the beautiful body that they had say the words.
that's what I say all the time here on the show, yes.
Yeah.
Make of your passion your profession, and you'll never work again. So
There you go.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
I
Do
gotta ask
drive-
you about the what's going on with Donald Trump and just climate change in general. A lot of people denying climate change, right? So
Yeah,
how do
I
you
think
feel about that?
that's,
I mean, what
that's
is going
a
on?
responsibility science communicators have.
Yes.
To show what science is about. It's not really about finding the truth, it's about reducing uncertainty. And it's amazing at that. And so making people feel that they can trust science and that it's not too complex for them. We're not trying to like say, oh, well, I'm a brainiac and this is what's real. It's like
Yeah.
everyone can get this. It just sometimes takes some time, but trust me, it's worth it. And it's fun.
Do you sometimes drive your wife crazy with your experiments? Like, do you use her as guinea pig? Because you put yourself as guinea pig on your shows.
I
I've
did,
seen that
yeah.
with the isolation one, but.
I made her like watch me be the guinea pig in the isolation episode where I was
saw
locked in
that.
a room for 3 days. And
gosh.
that was tough. But no, I think she's a good like first audience member. I can run things by her, and if she's interested or not, then I know that I might need to tweak how I'm presenting the information.
Okay.
I have a little bit of a philosophical question because my interest in science and my interest in spirituality actually came together at the same time in my adult life. I'm now reading a lot of scientists who are either labeled legit scientists, some of them are labeled pseudoscientists. I'm talking about like Rupert Sheldrake, Graham Hancock, these people. A lot of people in physics as well are starting to open up to the idea and get away from that traditional classic atheist materialistic view of science, and they're starting to open up to the fact that, wow, maybe the more that we see is actually more evidence for, if not a God, some sort of universal consciousness or some sort of plan or some sort of, as Rupert Sheldrake calls it, a morphic resonance that goes to the, that's kind of guiding everything towards a certain direction, right? As a scientist, do you mind me asking this personal question? Are you atheist or do you have a spiritual side to you?
What a deep question. Yeah. No,
Wow,
I think
Roberto.
there's a limit to what science can do. There's a limit to what you can scientifically explore with an experiment, right? Are there multiverses? There could be, or there could not be. We don't even know how to scientifically investigate whether or not we could prove that that was true or not. So what's the answer? Faith.
Right.
You just need to believe, right? And there are so many things that scientists, atheists even, believe but cannot prove.
Right.
You can't live your life without believing things that you cannot prove.
Well, because you can't necessarily prove God by classic scientific standards, but you also can't disprove it either.
That's like almost
And
the
I hate
definition of God.
Right, and I hate using the word God. I've kind of like gone beyond that. I just think that we're all connected on a level that you can't measure in the material world, meaning that even science says there's lighter states of matter in nature that we cannot measure at all. Now, is that where the spiritual realm lives in? Or is that where it comes from?
Will science ever be done, right?
Right.
Or are we just always going to have this kind of, oh, well, but why that? But what's smaller than that? Or what's causing that?
Right.
Yeah. Why? Can that go on forever? Or will we reach an end where we're just left and science has explored everything that it can? I don't think so. Some people do. But it is a fun ride to be on.
Absolutely.
Wow. Now you talk about going on and on and on and on. Like you could literally theorize about certain things that you talk about in your segments for, I don't know, probably an hour, but how long does it take for you to prepare each one of these segments? And when do you say, okay, I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna, just let it be?
It takes a few weeks. I only know that it's time to be done when I literally have to put something out or else everyone's gonna get really mad at me.
Oh, wow.
I try to make the episodes as long and as rich as I can so that it's a challenge to me. I don't wanna just read the Wikipedia page and then tell you what I read. It's gotta be connecting weird things from weird sources and experts I've talked to, and it has to be full of new analogies, new ways of kind of helping people visualize how photons work or what a black hole is, that kind of stuff.
And this is on Vsauce and Minefield. Or Minefield is the psychological.
Yeah, Minefield is a show on my channel, Vsauce,
right.
and Minefield is about the mind field. It's about the brain.
How many episodes of that are there already?
So
4?
far, there are 4. There are
Four.
8 total. Yeah, the
8
4th
total.
one just came out today, and it's about artificial intelligence.
Would you date a robot, that one?
Yeah, yeah. That
Do they
was
really
very-
exist?
Would you? We're gonna get to that point where we're dating robots, like the Westworld show and all that stuff.
Yes.
Have you guys
Oh,
watched
yeah.
it? It's
I'm-
crazy.
Well, the Japanese are
Sure.
already on that, huh?
Yeah, I really think that it will be a civil rights issue within our lifetimes.
Wow.
People will say, how can you prove that this computer, this artificial intelligence, doesn't love me?
Oh,
And you'll realize that
on.
you can't prove that any more than I can prove that you love anything. Is there a lovometer? Is there a way that I can prove you actually have consciousness?
Oh my God. I'm
I could be the only one
I'm
that does.
already mind blown by the questions. I'm like,
Do you think that, because I've heard this where computers will get so advanced that we're gonna have to implant chips in ourselves to then keep up
Yes.
with the computers? Do you think that's a reality at all?
I don't
won't do
know.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm skeptical that we're going to reach a point where computer intelligence, whatever that means,
Right.
is all of a sudden beyond us. I shouldn't say that though, because that means I'll be the first to go when the computers rise.
Everyone's listening.
You didn't believe us.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I'm living hour by hour.
Yeah,
And
same,
what
man,
happens in 100
same.
years, or even just 1 year, it could be incredibly amazing, or it could be that our
Disastrous.
imaginations are faster than technology.
By the way, you're making our server really, really nervous. And I will say, I will say this, and I was fumbling around my phone today. You know that whole, I forgot what equation or that says that every year computing power doubles or triples or quadruples,
Yeah.
and that's going to keep on going. But cell phones for the past few years there hasn't been that big step between like 2G and 3G and 4G. Like, are we kind of slowing down when it comes to computing power and finding a plateau?
They're dosificating.
I honestly, I don't know, okay? I could research this for weeks and find you cool sources. I'll say, though, that there are a lot of factors at play. Like, do we need phones to be faster? Maybe there isn't the demand for it. Like, there's this whole weird interplay between what consumers want, what the people who make money want, and what science can do.
Wow.
Right? Like, how come I'm buying a new phone every like year
that's
or 2
consumer
years?
stuff, marketing.
You know?
Well, yeah, part of it is.
They
yeah.
do it little by little, so you keep buying it.
My grandparents had the same TV for 25 years.
Yeah.
I haven't had the same TV for more than 3.
Right.
I've bought
the same
more
phone
in
for
3
that
years.
matter.
Oh, yeah.
So what is the Brain Candy Live, this tour thing?
Brain Candy Live is a tour that I'm doing with Adam Savage from the Mythbusters, and it starts this month. We're going to 40 cities in 47 days. Yeah, that's a lot of cities that are all in the U.S. But it's a chance for us to do a live show, not just like a video show, but a show with an audience out there that can come on stage and feel things. And there are things that you can't record with a camera or a microphone, like infrasound that shakes your insides. Things that we want to do that we can't do on TV or on YouTube.
Will
Are those the
people
brain
be
candy
able-
glasses?
With the glasses?
Yeah.
Did you see him modify my glasses?
Perhaps.
Yeah, so Adam can make things. We can both talk about things, but he can build, and he's actually, not this pair, but a different pair, he built a little thing that holds a microphone.
Okay.
So on stage, I'll just have these on and my mic's on.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
we need that here for the Zoom. Maybe
Right?
you can wear
Efficient.
earrings that are microphones.
You
and
gotta check out
Exactly.
the Snapchat glasses though. And
Oh
maybe
my
compete.
gosh, I want to try
Maybe
those.
we'll combine them all together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where can we find
Science is
tickets for
limitless.
this?
BrainCandyLive.com. 40
BrainCandyLive.com.
cities at first, just the beginning though. We
Okay.
hope to take international. We hope to do another whole tour in the fall.
We'll find you online.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh my God, thank you so much, Michael, for being here. We had a
Thank you,
blast.
thank you.
It's
It's
been
great to be here,
fantastic.
guys.
Thank you
you.
so much.